You're going to love my guest today, Shauna McArthur. Man, was she full of energy, real. I think that's probably the main thing about her. She's very real. She comes from the heart, extremely successful out of Reno, Nevada, and just shares her tidbits, talks about how her partnership works, and all these good pieces that you may need to know in your business as you want to grow. So stay tuned and hang in for lots of good stuff.
Welcome to Real Estate Riches, where Kathy Byrnes empowers realtors to achieve the success they've always dreamed of. Starting her career at 55, Kathy built a thriving business that offers the freedom of time and financial independence. And now she's sharing her journey to help others do the same. Whether new to the industry or looking to level up, this channel is your hub for proven strategies, inspiring stories, and the tools you need to grow your real estate business. Join Kathy each week to explore global opportunities, successful systems, and expert insights to take your career to the next level. Get comfortable, pick a video, and start learning. Your journey to success starts now.
Hey everybody, it's Kathy Byrnes with Real Estate Riches, and today I'm with Shauna McArthur. How are you, girl?
I'm good, Kathy. How are you?
Great. And so you have a partner. Your team is the McKenna and Shauna home team, I see.
Yes, that is correct. Yep. I have a partner, McKenna Berg. She's a beautiful, amazing human, but she homeschools her kids. So she doesn't get to join us on the podcast today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I always thought, man, I would never do that. First of all, I wouldn't imagine that I could do it,
Mhm.
even though I'm sure we could.
Mhm.
But I was always a better as a working mother than a stay-at-home mother.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So I'm the same. Yeah. I needed to have like the morning stimulation to the evening stimulations at some kind of task at hand all the time.
Yeah.
And I think staying at home can actually be quite exhausting as much as I
Yes.
love being at home.
Yeah.
But I came from, I used to own a daycare. So I came from staying at home with a bunch of kids into real estate 10 years ago, and I will never go back to the latter. It will never happen. So I know you and I could homeschool our kids. You know,
Yeah.
if you're running teams and you're running real estate, we can handle children at home.
Yeah.
But it takes a different personality for
It
the
does.
homeschooling.
It does
Yeah.
take a different person.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not patient. So that's a
Yeah.
challenge. Do you not get
Yeah.
it?
Kids will need that. Yes. I top out at about seventh grade math.
Oh, well, with AI today, I feel like I could do anything. So I
It's
don't let
true.
anything get in my way. So
Yep.
it's so funny. Before we get on here, I usually do background and check out my person last minute to figure out what's going on. And we were kind of going over social media
Mhm.
and the challenges. And I thought this is a good topic to be talking about on here because when I first looked at your website, it looked lean. I got a totally different impression of who you actually are as far as on the team. And the social media went all to your partner. And you mentioned you're right in the middle of changing everything. And
Yep.
also, I thought that this was a good topic because it's something we get busy and we don't pay attention to, and it needs to be updated periodically. All of
Yes.
us.
Yep. Yep. So we are right in the middle of a big local, not necessarily a rebrand, but just a good refresh, right? We're going into that digital world.
Yeah.
We have a whole team hired on the back end. We want to make sure everything's going to be great, new website, everything, both to move us out of brokerage related websites, right? But
Yeah.
to make sure that we're staying up with today's technology and the ads and placements and getting our face out there on a local level, socially, and a national level as a good brand and a nice luxury team. In that transition, you ran into issues and thought I was an assistant for my
Yeah.
partner. And now I have a honey-do list today to tackle because you're right. We do get busy and we forget that sometimes the link is not going to be operable.
Yeah.
Sometimes the direction is not going to be there. I probably haven't even updated my bio in a handful of years. Who knows what
Sure.
you read? I don't even know. I should
Right.
probably get in there and check it out. But yeah, I am definitely not an assistant. I co-own an all women's team here in Reno, Nevada. So we love our little team. We're very proud of it. And now I have a bunch of technology to jump into as soon as we hop off of this
Yeah.
podcast. It'll be
Well,
exciting.
technology is my love. I
Yes.
am addicted to it. And this whole AI thing, man, I just keep learning and learning. Matter of fact, that's what I do now at night is I watch more and more YouTube videos to take me up and up and up and up. And with the AI agents, which I didn't know what anybody was talking about when they would talk about that,
Yep.
helping me understand it. But I decided about, shoot, well, actually a year ago, I started teaching agents how to do ChatGPT. I said, you got to pay attention to this. So I was just doing it for people that I was working with. So like there was this team in Portugal. So I'm with EXP and I work global. So I was hoping to bring this team over to EXP. So I said, hey, does anybody there need help with the AI? They didn't even know what I was talking about. I said, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, people, let me just get you started because you need this. And
Yep.
they're a luxury team. So I did a Zoom. Just got a tickle.
I love that you're on the global perspective as far as recruitment. I also love that you are recruiting because that's how you grow as a brand and as a person in
Yes.
companies like EXP. We have a very similar model at Keller Williams,
Yeah.
right? And we have profit share and we want to continue to grow. So when we know people outside of our brokerage who are doing amazing or unhappy, we're going to talk about what advancements we have, what we can offer as well,
Yeah.
no matter where they are in a global level too. So we're very similar in that perspective. But
Yeah.
fill me in on how the AI helped them.
So what I did first was I recognized that they didn't, well, actually how it happened was I met her on LinkedIn, which everybody, you better be paying attention to LinkedIn because that is a powerhouse tool right there. So I had said, I'm looking for a realtor in Portugal. This woman responds. I didn't know who she was. I don't even know where I put that. I didn't put it on my own thing. It was something and must have been related to Portugal. I don't even know where I put it. And she responds and says, I can help you in Portugal. And she said, I'm coming to Florida. Well, I'm in North Carolina. She said she was coming to Florida and she was doing a road show all about Portugal. I said, what? I said, well, that's a quick flight for me. I could just fly down there and spend the night and come to your event. When is it? It was like 2 weeks later. I said, I'm going to come down and meet you. I want to hear your event. I love Portugal. I want to know all the stuff. And that's when I found out that she had like a 30-person luxury team in Portugal. She's an expat. And I said, okay, great. I'm coming down. So then I just started marketing all over. And I said, who wants to know anything about Portugal, buying or moving or all of that, money, all the stuff? Who wants to know? Because I'm going to be meeting with this woman and that's her business and she's an expat.
Yep.
So if you want it. So I had 22 names when I flew down there. First of all, she was stunned that I went out of my way to fly down there. It was nothing. I used points. It
Yeah.
cost me $88, I think, for the room for my hotel, and then just the Uber money to go back and forth.
There
What?
are people who do not take advantage of the point system, and you need to. You need
Yes.
to.
Yeah.
You have to.
So we ended up while she's doing her roadshow, it broke for lunch. We go to lunch together. I give her the 22 leads. She's like, who are you? First of all, you flew down. And this is what I want people to think. Think bigger. Think
Hmm.
bigger. Stop
Hmm.
just your little circle. Go
Yep.
global. And so I went down there, I gave her those 22 leads. Now, I have no idea. I didn't even ask for a referral. I just said, here, there's 22 people that are interested in it. Because my goal was to show who I was, not looking for something specifically. Did I ultimately want something? Yes. But in the meantime, was I just going to be a giver? Yes, that was
Yeah.
my whole intent. And so got down there and met her. Then while we are having lunch, I talked to her about VAs. She said, wait, how are you hiring these VAs? I said, I can teach you. I got a whole class on it. I said, I went to class to learn. I got a class on it. Let me teach you that. So I started just staying connected. When she went back to Portugal, I would do Zoom calls. I would teach her about how to hire specific VAs. I would teach her different marketing stuff that I said is your marketing's not hitting the American audience the way you want it to. I said, so let's change up some stuff. And I also said, when we were down there, I said, are you doing anything with AI? And she goes, I don't even know what that is. I said, oh, girl, well, let me just start teaching you. And so I would do Zooms to her whole audience, and her whole group would get
Yeah.
there. I would have a guide for them to go through so they had a piece to work from. And that was a year ago, right now. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to start doing this teaching AI to realtors because they're not getting it. They
Yeah.
think the only tool is just to do a property description. I said, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, no. So then I started doing one for my office. I'm on a team, so I did it for my office. Well, it was really well received. I said, let me do another one and I'll do a combo for the Portugal people again, as well as anybody here. So I did a live webinar with people on in Portugal and in my office that filled the office up. So that was quite a balancing act and a learning curve for me and rough.
Yeah,
But it was
it can't be
okay.
perfect. It
Fail
can't be perfect
forward,
all the time.
people, right?
Yeah, you probably learned from that, hence the
I did,
concept of failing forward. Okay, this is what I'm going to change next time. This is what I'm going to
right?
add. This is what I'm going to subtract. I need more time. I need less time. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it was awesome. And so now I'm doing it every month. At the end of every month, I'm doing a new class, which is very important to understand this. I have to update my guide every month because
Yeah.
it changes. It's rapidly changing. And then it dawned on me with the last one, I gave away so much that I'm giving away too much. I need to start creating an intermediate course and start
Yeah.
having mastermind and actually get paid and
Yeah.
still give things away. But I need to get paid for the time, and I'm giving some good stuff.
Well, we're going to have you over here in the Reno side. You're gonna have to come in and do a little webinar.
All
At
right.
Williams. It'll be great. I love that. I love everything. I love that after a year, an entire year, you guys are still connected, still training,
Yeah.
still learning. Do you
Yeah.
stay in great touch with that team?
The team did not decide to come over, which is fine. That
Yeah.
isn't gonna that isn't gonna hurt either one of us.
Yeah.
That's this, you can make, there was never a push. It was always a give. If it works, great. The one person who did leave that team though came over and he is now the head of country for Portugal for EXP. And he
Oh,
is a wizard and he's in my organization, which I love. I didn't want to harm her team. She gave full permission for that. And
yeah.
so that was pretty awesome. I love that he
Oh,
said,
good. The success found in that type of transfer, referral, or regroup is
yeah.
very valuable to a lot of people. But also, sometimes the grass really is greener somewhere else, or
Mhm.
what the product that's offered is stronger or better or more consistent with your lifestyle,
Yeah,
and that's how you build your brand is dependent upon who backs behind you. So
right.
you have to make sure your backing is solid and
Yes,
then build
yes.
from there.
So how
Oh,
did you
I
two
love that.
become partners?
We work dated. McKenna was really busy. I started with Remax with a team. So I was an executive assistant with a huge team here in Reno. That's how I started my first 3 years. And then I went solo independent at KW
Mhm.
after 3 years. And I just had a friend who was kind of a partner, but not really a partner. It's pretty much saying I hate real estate. And I loved it.
Hmm.
I loved it. So she wanted to go home and raise her kids and do all the things. Right about the time where this news is being delivered to me, McKenna walks into my life and she's overwhelmed and she's busy and she needs some help. And so really what happened is I started just kind of helping her kind of get caught up a little bit and then covered for her when she took a couple trips. So like a supporting agent when you're in your
Yes,
brokerage and you just need support. So now I'm solo, she's solo. We're just kind of supporting each other. So we just realized that we work really well together. The things that she does not like doing, I love doing. The things I do not want to do, she loves doing. And
perfect.
we scratch each other's backs very well. So we work dated for about a year and then made it official during COVID
Mm,
because we just found success together.
mm,
And it wasn't in numbers. Like the success was in numbers because COVID was unreal for everybody, right?
mhm.
And it was in volume, but we found this amazing friendship and we trust each other beyond belief. We can make decisions on each other's behalf with no question.
Wow.
And so we have just been such a great little team. And about almost 2 years ago in June, we brought on our director of operations,
Mm,
Jessica. And just before that in January, we brought in a buyer's agent. She's not producing right now. So we do have a buyer's agent, but she's got personal things that she's juggling. But you know what? She's there. She's amazing. She's a great asset to our team. She's hysterical. So we're not going to kick her to the curb anytime soon. We love
mhm,
her.
mm.
And our director of ops runs everything on the back end for us so that we can do podcasts and
Yeah,
go do our listing appointments and put out
yeah,
our marketing and do what we need to do. So,
yeah.
but we're advancing, we're growing, we are growing. Our goal is to add to our team. We're very excited about that. We are considering adding a gentleman,
Oh, mm.
and we are kind of known as the all women's team. There's a couple teams here, and we've built a brand in that manner, and we support a ton of women's empowerment and self-defense and safety and growth and STEM. We support all things women, and we might add a gentleman soon.
It can add to the whole marketing.
We said we were going to make marketing about infiltrating the women. And then my husband was like, that sounds horrible, Shauna. maybe change the words. And I said, no, I don't think so. I think we're gonna make it
Well,
questionably, we're gonna teeter in the gray zone with the words there. But
oh yeah.
so anyways, cross your fingers
And
because
and that's
he's
exactly when
fantastic.
I would go to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, shoot, I have to constantly clean mine out because I have the plus version, but I max it.
We do too, all
I
the
max
time.
it.
I have a almost 21-year-old and an almost 18-year-old too. So
Yeah.
they have dove in. They understand Chat GPT. They play with all the apps. As a matter of fact, every month we're getting new bills for this app downloaded and this one. And so there's probably hundreds of dollars that we're paying in all these apps, but that's how they get through life. I had to dive in because of them, and predominantly
Oh.
my daughter, because she's in school right now to be licensed. She's going to
Mm.
come in and do a lot of our marketing for us, which is great, right? 17,
Yeah.
18-year-old vision,
Yeah.
hysterical
Yeah.
videos, podcasting, all the things. She's an excellent editor. She is a mathematical genius. So that's like
Wow.
what's putting her through school. And I'm excited to have her, but she'll start off doing the little piddly things that we don't want to do. And
Sure.
she absolutely requires us to get on Chat GPT. Everything is Chat GPT. Everything is AI. Ask your question here. Here's your solution. Here's the stat. Hey, look it up. Is this accurate? And every time we've even doubted something, it's accurate. It's there. The numbers match. Holy smokes. Like the fact that the intelligence in today's technology can be just as bright as you or myself is mind blowing to me,
Yeah.
but it's so convenient.
Well,
So
the one
convenient.
thing that I learned in the beginning because I was asking some questions. I wanted it to give me some info on, oh shoot, I can't even remember what it was, but I said, I need all this about this and this and this. And it comes back and I go, that's completely wrong. And I said, where did you get that information? And it was all blogs. I go, okay, you just taught me an important lesson. I got to teach you where I want you to go, or I'll
Yep.
give you some sources. So it's not like you just ask it and it gives it. There is a process that you have to learn.
Yes.
And there's also where you got to teach it like you create your own custom
Yep.
GPT that knows you. And then now with these new projects and the task, all these things that you can put it into all these
Oh
different
yeah.
I freaking love that. Yeah.
I need a reminder. I don't know about you, but I need something to tell me. And my calendar on Google is great. Fantastic. So is the Outlook one. Sure, right? But I actually want to be yelled at. I want it to get aggressive. I want it to constantly tell me I'm not doing the job I said I would do.
Yeah.
And I get that. So and by me, I mean my 17-year-old daughter, has taken in, and that I didn't realize, like you just realized, that you have to teach Chat GTP where to go, but she does, and she knows that, and she learned that obviously in school, and then came home and was like, you have to configure this, and you have to configure that, and you have to word in this manner, and you have to speak in
Yeah.
this manner, and you have to respond in this manner, right? And
Yep.
I'm over here just blown away because I I'm just really appreciative for my younger generation currently living at home right now that loves technology, because as a middle-aged mom who got into real estate before Chat GPT was a thing, the first thing was absolutely not. I'm not going into AI. There's absolutely no way, right? And I, like everybody else, started with a description. And it
Yeah.
just happened to be one listing one day. I just did not have time to
Yeah.
put the verbatim in there. I didn't have the mental capacity. I wanted to eat dinner, put on my ice pack, and go to bed, right? And instead, I'm like, you know what? I'm diving in. And that was it. That was it for me.
Yeah.
It was the simplicity, the response. And then from there, every class, every course, every Zoom, every conference, anything we can get our hands on, we've got to go. We've got to sign up. We've got to sit down. We've got to educate ourselves, because this is the direction of the future. And we're not
It's
going
here
to,
now. Yeah.
it's in our cars. Like,
Yeah.
come on. It's a non-lively thing we live in. We eat lunches in those, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why isn't it in us? So I'm like you, we have to go. We have to dive in. Hence why we're rebuilding everything for us on the back end. is that we need that technology. We're using it from our phones, we're using it where we can, but it's not reflective enough in the products that we've had for 10 years, right?
Right,
So it's
right.
got to all revamp, it's got to all redirect. I love it. I love it more than anything. I'm so glad you love it too.
I really love it. Well,
Yeah,
and people like, I'll be 75 in 2 months.
there's
So
no way. There's
I,
no, I'm going to stop
and
you right
so,
there and tell you there's no way. There is no way. I'm interrupting you. You look
I had my eyes
amazing.
done. I confess, just my eyes. I got all the regular wrinkles.
Oh gosh, girl, get. Oh, I want to look like you when I'm
Oh, thanks.
75. You're
Well,
gorgeous.
it's
Yeah.
the energy. I have a
Yeah.
lot of energy. And
Good.
well, I think that agents, what they don't understand is this is non-negotiable.
Yeah.
And today we have to be unique. Now, especially in this market where it's tighter and tighter and tighter, you have to be unique. You have to be, your listings have to be rock star. Okay, to give you an example, I do waterfronts here. So
Ooh.
that's my specialty and
Mhm.
where I live. And yet I have clients that'll move out of the area, but still within the metro area. Normally I would say no and I would refer that, but I don't need to as much right now because of AI.
Yeah.
So one of my clients that I sold down in Charlotte, which is not that far from me, but it's not necessarily my territory, so I didn't like to think about that. But I thought, well, I sold it to you 4 years ago. It's a million plus house. I'm gonna help you sell that house. But because I don't know it, I need to know it.
Yeah.
So I went on Grok, which is Elon Musk's AI thing,
Yep.
and free and very deep research. And I said, okay, I need you to do deep research on this particular area. Why is it so popular? What's the price per square foot going? Tell me your resources. Tell me all the fun things that make people love this particular walkability spot that's in the Charlotte area that's near, they call it Midtown. And so it gave me incredible details. So that was my base to then go do my comps because now I'm understanding the territory. I see what's special about it. I can see where my marketing can go, which I would direct it then. But now I'm able to start pricing it because it's very much like the waterfront there because the homes are all different sizes, shapes, lots, and the
Oh
value
yeah.
ranges from 500 to 5 million. So
Yeah.
how do you do it? And it's in a
Why
very
the spread? Yep.
right.
Yep.
So I went in the MLS and I did the whole subdivision. I wanted everyone that was either active, under contract, or just closed in the past 180 days. So it gave me 30 some homes. Great. Now I see what my competition is. I'm looking at the square footage on their house. So I printed it out as one long PDF. That's key right there because you're allowed 10. So I did one because I was 39 if I'd have done separate. And I wanted the MLS sheet. I wanted the tax sheet that went with it, all the pictures that went with it. And so that was my base. So I uploaded that into chat. I gave it the address of the home that I was working on that I wanted it to start to help me comp. And it was a series of processes that I did. So I gave it the MLS from when they bought it 4 years ago. I noted to Grok to the ChatGPT that she paid 75,000 over list because that was 2021 when
Oh
people
yeah.
were nuts.
Yep.
And she'd since then put in $109,000 into the house so far. So I uploaded that whole sheet. So I wanted it to see the growth. And then I said, okay, now give me a feel of what a range would be because my goal is there's a home and garden show happening this weekend when we're going to launch it. So, and it's a very popular neighborhood. Here's all that information from Grok. I uploaded all that. And I said, my goal is to have multiple offers. I'm going live on Thursday. I'd like multiple offers that I can present to my client on Sunday. I want you to help me have a whole strategy plan to make this happen. Because it's popular, I could say these kinds of things,
Yep.
right? And so it comes up with a number, and I'm going, all right, I'm not feeling real comfortable with that number. You're just going by square footage. I said, I'm going to get rid of the ones that really don't match. I'm going to narrow it down to 9. So I said, okay, here are the 9. Just gave the MLS numbers because I don't have to reload it. I just said, here's the MLS numbers of the ones you already have. So just only focus on those. So it did. It agreed. And I asked, do you understand? It says yes. So then I said, okay, these are within a square footage range, which brings the lot size down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, it's very important that you look at all the pictures and evaluate within the houses how they're different. Some have upgrades, some don't. Mine does, mine doesn't. That whole thing, right? I said, so now I want you to redo your whole thing, but I want you to do it as if you are the top appraiser in the state specializing in this particular neighborhood. So it said, okay, so now it does it. Now it changes our number. Now we're getting closer. And it isn't one number because I wanted a range with a suggestion of how to have the multiple offers, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now we're really close. And I go, hey, you know what I just realized? We didn't do seller concessions in here, adjustments, so that you're going to adjust your price. And it goes, okay, give them to me. And I said, oh no, you have them right on page 1 of the MLS sheet. Just go grab them. It said, okay, you're right, Kathy. It calls me Kathy. And
Oh, I
so
love that.
it adjusted it, and now it gave me a range. And I said, okay, now this makes sense to me. Now we're here. And now I want you to be able to give me a presentation for my client where I can validate all of this. So I want a summary presentation for them. I want an Excel spreadsheet with those 9 properties, validating where you chopped up the numbers up and down like you would for the different pieces, no pool, extra bedroom, whatever. And it gave me an Excel spreadsheet to print out. So I had that. And then I had my summary to present to my clients, and they were blown away. So if I'm in competition with
Yeah.
somebody, and I had all my marketing pieces with me,
And you're not even in that area.
right?
Yep.
And I'm going to blow them out of the water. That's why this is so critical that you
Yep.
start doing stuff like this.
For me, the value comes into the benefit of having that, right? Like having that technology at hand so that you can readily and steadily get the task at hand completed, but
Yeah.
also that time consumption that we're so used to, right? The calculations and the CMAs and the
Yeah.
RPRs and all the other sites and things we have to do. But now we're just telling someone to do it for us. You're providing them with the information at hand and asking the right questions. And I think that's the big too, is asking the right questions or telling the
Yes.
right direction. Because if you don't know what to ask ChatGPT, you're going to get whatever they feel like handing you.
Right.
So you have to ask, you have to know how to present, and you can't be afraid to say, like you said, the information is on page 1, right?
Yeah.
Like grab it right there, remind them that it's already been
Yeah.
provided. People get overwhelmed with it. Even I do at some parts, where
Mhm.
I just feel like I don't want the technology to do the work for me. But
Mm.
at the same time, I've been in real estate 10 years.
Mhm.
There's people who have been in real estate for a long time. This is a long time for a Reno agent. 10 years is good. If you make it a 5, you're making it, right?
Wow.
So there's a lot of agents here that have a lot of longevity, but there's a lot that don't at the
Mhm.
same time. So 10 years is solid. Technology's been doing a lot of work for me this whole time.
Yeah.
It's just taken longer, right? I'm not doing the math when I'm running my CMAs. The computer's been doing it for me, the
Yes.
system, the program, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
once I wrapped my head around the fact that it's a quicker, more thorough version
Mhm.
of what already we've been spending all this time doing
Yes.
anyways, then it
Right.
was a no-brainer. This has to be part of your program. This has to be part of what
Yeah.
you've done. I have not gone to the extent you have with the
I'm a
listening
little
with
obsessed. Yeah.
no, but I can't wait to learn and dive in. Now I'm going to have to watch all your videos. It's going to have to be a thing because it's for me, I just haven't gone to that extent. Our service area is really big, so we don't
Yeah.
have that like outside service area really,
Mhm.
unless it's a whole different MLS that we're not privy to,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But I would love to have a challenge. I would love for someone to say, this is what I want you to list for me. And I want to be able to stand there and be like, I have never, oh my gosh, because then I can't wait to call you and say, this is all the steps I took. Look at me go. I did it. We got it. It's listed multiple offers. So my question back to you is, did you end up getting multiple offers?
Well, we go live tomorrow,
Oh, this is
and I,
right now.
yeah, this is happening right now, and I
Oh,
have
okay.
6 showings already.
Yeah, of course.
Already set, which there's a lot of people in the area, or in up here at the lake. They don't have hardly any showings. And
Wow.
my client said, hey, I see that we've got 6 showings already. Is this good? I go, girl, this is really good. We are right on target with my mission,
It's
and
so great.
which is thank God, because what if I didn't? I'd be like, ooh, chat, did we screw up?
Nah, you were confident. No,
I was
it
confident.
wouldn't have happened. I think confidence, both success
Yeah.
and you did the work, like you dove in and you did that work. It might have felt like, hey, I did it a little bit,
Yeah.
but you did it. You
Well,
did it.
and your marketing is so critical.
Yeah.
I paid $550 for a video. This is only a 2,100 square foot house. It's the location. If you popped it up here in a regular neighborhood, it'd probably go for 700 tops, maybe six. But it's the location that really adds to it. It's a walkable area. But I wanted a really cool video, not just
Yeah.
me walking through it. I wanted a really cool one. So I hired a really great team to do it that I'd never used before, but I'd been watching him around the lake. And I knew his videos were going to knock somebody's socks off in
Yep.
that price point down there because they were more normally 5, 7, $9 million homes. I thought, well, I only have a little $1 million one, but she's pretty. And I'd really like you to, max it out, be unique. And he did. He would slide into the next room with it would just be so cool how he did his videos.
Ah,
And when I was down there, I just took little clippets for little sneak peeks, like when
yeah.
I put the coming soon sign in. I did
Like a
it
little reel.
yeah, I
Yeah.
did it in portrait mode and I would just do little things like that to entice that it was coming soon. And uh, but when I got that video, so I got the video, which is not branded, so I let all my agents use it. We share with the
Yep.
XP, we share all our stuff. I think you guys do too, because I know I
We
did when I
do.
was at KW.
Yeah, we do a non-branded and a branded version.
Yep.
We're also leadership. We're also mentors,
Yeah.
So we not only do we share because our brokerage wants us to, but we share because there's a lot of agents that are newer and learning. So we want
It's
them to
great.
brand it. We want them to share it. We want them to do all the same things we're doing. But yeah, same concept.
Smart
Yep.
concept, because it's win-win for everybody. That's how they
Yes.
learn.
Yep.
We don't have to be there
Yep.
and do different things. So I love that. Well, and it goes live tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Very excited about that because there's two
Ooh.
showings tomorrow night and four on Friday. And I've got it in my client's mind that Sunday we're sitting down with a spreadsheet. So I'm really hoping.
Have AI manifest it right now and tell Grok, is that what the one you're on, Grok? Right? Is that what
Rock
you
is
said?
the one I do deep research on,
Oh,
although
gotcha.
Perplexity is
Oh, well,
very
I
cool.
like Perplexity. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of my son's favorites.
Yeah.
Get whichever one you want, get on there and
Yeah.
then say, hey, I need you to make me this spreadsheet and just have it ready. So that way it's manifested. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Oh, that was a good idea. I am going to
I
do that.
I have to manifest things. If I want something, I have to speak it out loud. I have to envision what it looks like when I have it so that it shows up,
Yeah.
so that I'm there, so that I can breathe that success in, right? I'm a big manifester.
Do you
But
do
just
vision boards?
we do vision boards. We do the digital vision boards. We have the vision boards that we're actually revamping our whole office right now. Just got like all new wallpaper and fun
Nice.
stuff in the brokerage because we have an office in the brokerage and then home offices, obviously. But I love my vision board. I have to look at it and there's nothing on my vision board so far in my 10 years of real estate I have left behind. There's not a single thing. I do a very practical and realistic vision board. I have big visions, big grandiose ones. Those are conversations my husband and I talk about that we dream about. Those aren't for me manifesting good things with my team. Like we'll talk about them, we'll joke about them. We'll be like, one day I'm going to live on Fiji. They all know I won't. I won't. I'm not going to get on a little plane and fly all the way there. I'm terrified. It's not going to happen,
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm scared. It's scary. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
One
I'm
day we're going to
spending
have
I'm
AI
spending
pilots.
almost the whole month in Portugal in June.
Good for you.
I'm going
Good for
out
you.
the second through I come back on the 13th. It's a 24-hour scenario because of time difference.
Yeah.
So we leave on the second, we arrive on the third, and then we leave on the 12th and we get back on the 13th. And then I'm leaving on the 18th and arrive on the 19th when I go back
Yeah.
this month. And then I'm flying over to Barcelona the next day after I arrive, staying in Barcelona and then coming back.
Ah,
Yeah.
I love that. So when I was saying earlier that things I don't like doing, McKenna loves, and that's what makes us a good fit. I love Reno. I
Mm.
love a little drivable beach destination. So my favorite town in the world in the history of my life is Santa Cruz, California. We go there
Oh,
numerous times
yeah.
a year as a family. I love it. The whole little pocket of the Monterey Bay. I can't
It's
get enough of
gorgeous.
it. I'll die there. It's gonna happen. I'll die there. Okay. maybe not in Fiji, like I tell people, but I'll die there. But I
Like your
cannot
Fiji.
fly. It
It's like,
is my Fiji, and I'm earthy. I'm kind of hippie. I like feeling comfortable. I never feel uncomfortable. There's a whole lot of reasons why I love it. But
yeah.
the other portion is that she's our world traveler. So
Mm,
she's gone soon, actually, and she's going to be in Japan for 3 weeks. And she
nice.
was in Belize, and she's gone to Paris, and she takes her family, she takes her friends. She's you.
Yeah.
She's the world traveler. She can get
I
right
love
on
it.
a plane, sip a little champagne, toast right on over
Yeah.
across the pond, do her thing for weeks, months at a time.
Love it
They went to like Iceland. They've gone everywhere. They love traveling. So
too.
I love staying close. But I like
That's why you work. That's
I
why you
just
work.
I love it. I love working. I want to
Yeah.
work every day. I don't care that I miss my weekends. Like my kids have been raised. I never missed a ball game. I never missed a ballet
Mhm.
recital. I never missed a pickup from an athletic event, right? I went to every single one of my college football playing sons games that were all out of state and out of town for the 2 years
Wow.
he played college football. I don't miss things. And
Yeah.
I still work. I'll work
Yeah.
every day I can,
We
every
blend
single day
it.
I can. Yeah.
It's a beautiful career to be able to do that if you choose to. Not everybody gets it, but you
Yeah.
can choose to.
I think there are people who don't understand that balance and they have to learn it. And the sad part is a lot of them will learn it after a discussion, like whether it's a family discussion or a friendship discussion, or you haven't seen me or you missed this event.
Hmm.
And that's where it's sad for me.
Yeah.
But when I first started in real estate, we talked about it. It was time block, time block, time block. The team I was on had heavy coaching. And then my team leader that I was with was a coach, a nationwide coach on top of it. So it's just always been in my head that your
Sure.
faith is first, your family's next, then your real estate. So we just kind of put those three in perspective. And that's how I've lived my life for 10 years.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah.
too. Love
Oh,
that.
well, I'm glad you travel. I'm too
Yeah.
scared. So cheers to you.
So, what would be a closing thought that you would give some agents that are out here in this world with probably from a perspective of standing out?
Oh gosh, closing thought. Let's see. Uh, I think right now, if I'm going to speak locally, but I'm also going to speak nationally because we've got referral partners everywhere, worldwide, nationwide, and on a local level. If you want to stand out, what we need right now is for your advancement in the technology field. You've got to jump on that, because on the local level, there's not enough people doing it, but you also need to be incredibly organic,
Yeah.
because what I'm seeing is a lot of sales, sales, sales. And I've spent a long time, my team has spent a long time trying to remove that sticky, icky car salesman, retired lawyer type of personality out of us. And I love the videos, I love the reels, I love the technology that we have, but be you, be you. Like, I'm on a podcast right now with you with like 3-day-old hair, no mascara. I ran out of time. I couldn't even iron things, but you know what? I'm still going to go out today and I'm going to do business, because this is me. This is me,
Yeah. Be
constantly about
real.
3 minutes behind, right?
Yeah.
Probably slap a couple curls on my hair and pretend I tried. This is me. It's part of my personality. And
Mm,
I think if you're going to advance into the digital age and you're going to put yourself out there, whether it be on video, whatever concept it's going to be, somewhere online that's going to stay forever, be the type of person you want people to see at the grocery store,
yeah.
at the hospital waiting room,
Yeah.
right? At the volunteer nonprofit event you're supporting. Be that person. Don't be something different. That's probably my biggest,
Be real.
please. It's really not hard. Like, how great is it that you can
It's
just be
liberating.
yourself?
Yeah.
And it doesn't take, you don't have to be experienced or successful to liberate yourself from that. You don't
Yeah.
have to. You could just be you. People
Yeah.
love you.
Yeah. I wonder if that's a thing as we get older that we're just like, really, I don't give a damn anymore. Just gonna be real.
You know what? It's funny. Yes, I will say yes. I adapted it after a huge and heavy loss. I had a really, really big loss late in my teens that
Mm,
affected my mind significantly. And I was like, you know what? Stop. I'm not going to pretend I'm happy. I mean, it was a heavy loss, right? I'm not going to pretend this. I'm not going to pretend that. Did a little therapy on campus when I was going to school and kind of worked around this whole like I don't have to cater to what everybody's needs or demands were on how to get myself where I needed to be or do it. I'm just going to do what I felt like doing. And then I married a man who supported that. He was like, oh, I hate that you're bossy and sassy and demanding. He's like, but I also kind of love it. Like, like maybe and we'll celebrate 22 years in October.
Oh, wonderful.
And we got married really young and had our kids really young. And I can see it. I can smell it. I can smell the salesman. I can smell fake. I can tell when your laugh is not real. Right. And if I'm judging as one of the most non-judgmental people I know, other people are definitely judging.
Yeah.
So
Be real.
Yeah. Just stop it. Advance in all the ways you need to advance to. Learn all the things. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And then get out there and present yourself in the manner that you want someone to run into at the grocery store. Like, I cannot preach that more than anything right now.
And have a servant's heart too, I think. Be a giver. Genuinely give, not to get. Just give. It's biblical for one thing.
Yes.
But it will reap so many rewards if you do it without an end game because people will pick that up, just like you said. Be real.
It's for us. Like, I carry the cultural icon status at KW. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's me. It's someone that embodies like the culture of the brokerage and it is kind and helpful and generous. 2 years in a row.
Nice.
The last 2 years, I have been voted this. I've got big old plaques and trophies. I love it. It's peer voted. These are people in my office. These are my direct competitors.
Yeah.
They are. But there's enough business out there for all of us. Yes. There's business statewide, nationally, worldwide. And when you're with a brokerage like EXP, like Keller Williams, right? You have the world at your hands. So if you can't find business here, get those referral partners, get on your podcast, learn about the new advancements that are going on, understand your market and share it, right? Get it out there and start talking and be yourself. But man, oh man, let me tell you, those accolades, those little tiny achievements and things like that, that's a product of giving. That's a product of taking time of your day to say, I'm going to help you be successful.
Yeah.
It's not hard. I love that. I love that for you. I love that with your Portugal story. I love everything you're doing. I think it's fantastic. I cannot wait to stalk you on YouTube to learn about all of your fun AI adventures, because I'm going to have to see what you're doing. And now you gave me some homework, because obviously things aren't taking you where I need to go. And I can't sit here and talk about the advancements of technology if my own technology isn't taking you where it needs to go.
That was the wake up call for me. I was looking at some of my stuff. I'm like, oh boy. All right. Well, we could talk forever. I've got to scoot. So thank you so much for being on here. It's been a delight, and I look forward to friendship.
Yes, I would love that, Kathy. Thank you so much. Go scoot away.
Okay.
Get that spreadsheet going.
I will.
Review those offers on Sunday.
Thank you so much.
Yes, of course. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Thanks everybody for joining us on this. It was a blast. I hope you enjoyed it. And please subscribe below if you like this, because there's more like it coming. So thanks for joining me on this episode of Real Estate Riches. Wasn't that great? I'm sure you got a nugget or two. I know I did. So if you liked it, please subscribe below, share it with everybody, make some comments. We really find that invaluable. And if you're thinking that you would love to talk about this a little bit more, let's schedule a business strategy call. I'll have the link below. And let's see if we can't mastermind together and see if we can empower each other. That would be great. So until next time, signing off. Hope to see you on the next one.